Hello, 10 things that experienced yoga teachers don't do anymore and why it matters. My name is Todd McLaughlin. I'm here at Native Yoga Center, and my wife and I have been running the studio for very close to 20 years now. And these are the top 10 things that we don't do anymore that we've learned to evolve with, grow, and shift over the last 20 years. Number one, reinventing the sequence every class. You do not need to come up with a new sequence for every single class. What we have found is that having structure and at least having one to two class styles that have a relative sequenced structure to let the students get to know what to expect when they come and then deliver that every time. And then you can make little changes in each class here and there, but try to develop continuity. And this really allows for students to kind of know what they're getting involved in and to maintain consistency. And we found this to be number one for maintaining a healthy yoga studio and yoga practice. Number two, forcing perfect anatomical language. The more you practice teaching, the more you take yoga classes, the more you get interested in anatomy, the more you start to learn. As a yoga teacher, what we don't do anymore is get too precise with anatomical language. Sometimes the best thing is just to give very clear, concise instruction. Move your hand up, turn your head left. Real basic anatomical languaging is key for solid cueing. Number three, rigid alignment rules. There is alignment structure that we follow, but we aren't rigid anymore. We realize that every single body is a little different, and the way that yoga has evolved in teaching over the last 20 years, I think reflects the fact that we're trying to make it more accessible, not just cookie cutter shape where we have to have very flexible, strong bodies doing very strong, flexible poses. More about just letting people learn yoga, enjoy the process, and adapting it to each body type and style. Number four, giving automatic hands-on assists. The fourth one, back when I first started learning Ashtanga yoga, it was just expected you were going to get hands-on assists, and it was also expected that you just take it and just try to relax, and no matter what the teacher is doing. Now, beyond that, what's really important we find now is that check in with everybody ahead of time. We have a waiver when people come into the studio that we have them answer the question so they can fill it out and we can ask them in person, do you like hands-on assists? And if we do hands-on assists, can you please communicate with me? Let me know how you're feeling. If something is too much or too little, verbalize it. As a teacher, you learn how to read cues. And when you see someone tense up or you feel someone get really nervous and bouncy or jumpy, these sort of cues let you know the type of hands-on assist you're doing, whether they're being effective or not. So not automatic anymore, checking in with the person, and also realizing how powerful assists are and to treat them with care. Number five, over curating the playlist. Well, I got to be really honest. I'm not a big fan of playing music in yoga classes. And my wife, Tamara, she loves to use music. So each teacher has a different style and way of doing it. Over curating the playlist. I feel like too much emphasis might be putting in trying to create the perfect playlist. We're here for yoga. When you come to the mat, you come for yoga. And then if there's light music in the background, great. I recommend don't use playlists that have words. I also don't like to use playlists that have a lot of rhythm and drum beats. I usually just use music in my gentle yoga where it's ambient background noise just to help make it easy for people to stay focused and steady. But just try not to over curate the music. Let the yoga speak for itself and the yoga be something in the background. Number six, assuming longer classes are better. When we started teaching 20 years ago, all of our classes were 90 minutes long. And the thought of doing a class for 1 hour or even 45 minutes seemed like taboo. Well, that definitely has changed. Ask your students what they want. See what type of duration is good for them and offer some of those for them. And it doesn't mean that I was trained like if you did a 45-minute class, that's like almost sacrilegious, that if it wasn't 90 minutes, you weren't actually practicing yoga. I feel like this has shifted a lot in the minds of folks. The more that we're involved in yoga, any little bit of practice is wonderful. One thing I ask students to do, though, if they have to leave early, I'm just happy that they come and take class. And if you let us know when you're about to leave, if you need to leave, that way when you do leave, we're not wondering if something went wrong. We know that it was planned, and that's always really helpful. Keep that in mind. Number 7, measuring worth by class size. This is a huge one. I mean, obviously, when you're working the economics of it, the more people means the more you earn. Yet, our strategy over the last 20 years at Native Yoga Center has been, if one person shows up, we hold the class no matter what, and treat that one person as the most important person in the world. And if you treat every single individual with the utmost care and respect, the amount of goodwill that comes back from that and the way that the classes build because of that is tremendous. If a student shows up to take your class and you say, I can't teach this class because I don't have enough people, then the next time that student wants to come to take your class, they might not want to do it because they don't know if someone else is going to be there or not. So they just don't make the effort. So my recommendation is do the class no matter what, no matter how many people. And then also be aware that a lot of assumptions are made. If we see a picture of a really large class, we think, wow, that teacher must be so much better than me. And they have so many more people in their classes, and I must not be a good teacher because of that. We don't know the circumstances on the background. I mean, eh, you know, just don't assume that they brought all those people in for them. Like someone else might have created or curated all of that attendance and marketing for them to show up for that specific class. So really get into treating every single person as an opportunity for growth and give them your all. And that is what really counts. All right, may I get this right? Number 8, I might coordinate enough to make my finger digits reflect number 8. Yes, avoiding mental health conversations. What this implies is that back when we first started, there was this idea that, like, don't get involved in people's mental health in relation to let that be for the professional, which I do agree with. Let mental health counseling go for the professional. But what we try to do in our classes now is offer inspiration and offer philosophy and offer Dharma talk while we're teaching, so that we can weave some of the deeper aspects of yoga into the class. And sometimes that can involve mental health coaching, encouraging students to stay positive, and encouraging students to listen to their body, to honor the intuition that's coming from the feeling that happens within the body, within the practice, and to listen to that. And so I think that's really important. That's something that I feel like has evolved a lot in the course of the last 20 years. All right. And then number 9, teaching like everyone else. I mean, this is huge. If you watch someone who is really popular and a really good teacher and you try to imitate them, it's not going to come across the same way. It's critical to speak from your center and your truth, and really open up to some vulnerability. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Let students see that you experience pain. Let students know that you are human too. As a practitioner, let teachers know you are human. You are not a superhuman. Just as much as teaching like everyone else, don't try to practice like everyone else. Develop your unique feeling and flavor and voice and experience within your own practice, and don't try to copy everyone. Copy folks in terms of monkey see, monkey do as a way to learn, but don't necessarily try to copy in the respect of doing it exactly like them. Let your own voice be heard. And the last one, number 10, ending class the same way every way. Even if you have a structured sequence that you're working off of, try to get creative and letting the class end a little differently each time. Maybe in what you're going to say at the end of the class. You don't have to end it exactly the same way with Shavasana. You could end people sitting in meditation pose. So basically, I mean, I'm a creature of habit, and I do things similar each time because we're teaching 6 days a week for 20 years straight here in our studio. You develop a pattern in the flow, but always try to offer and study. I recommend read as many books as you can in the world of yoga, mental health, psychology, anatomy, whatever interests you that can help you to relate information to students and help. Basically, that's the whole idea. Let's help to build a happier, healthier planet. And ultimately, that's what we're talking about here. All right, so hit the subscribe, the like, all that great stuff. Thank you so much. I offer new videos. I know I had the last 2 weeks off due to the holidays, but I have two videos every single Thursday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern and 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us, nativeyogacenter.com. New podcast every single Friday, Native Yoga Toddcast. Our YouTube channel is getting more expansive every week. I hope you enjoy. Have a great day. Namaste.